I'm going to discuss what it is I liked about My Little Pony. And this was something I never thought I liked. Because when I first heard of My Little Pony a while ago, they had like these weird animations, the characters were so, oh, let's all be friends and all be happy. I could not get into it. That was like, yeah, this is for little kids. Or at the very least, this is for little girls. I cannot watch this. I will not watch My Little Pony. I respect what it is, but I just did not care. And then I just happened to come across My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. What drew me in was the animation. I liked the way the characters were animated this time around. They kind of had this anime aesthetic to them. They they were just more visually appealing. But what really got me was the characterization. These characters no longer felt like the, oh, let's all be happy and whatever. They actually felt like people. They're ponies, but they still felt like people. The main girl, Twilight Sparkle, she's very, at the start, she was kind of antisocial. She didn't want to be around people. And I actually relate to that because at one point, I really didn't like being around others. I just wanted to do my own thing. So I see Twilight and I see, wow, that pony, she gets it. But over time, she learns to make friends, and it didn't seem that forced. It was kind of gradual. She developed into who she became later in the show. So nothing forced, just gradual development. You could see her development because at the start of the show, she doesn't want friends, and then when she gets friends, she's worried about being a good friend. And by the end, she's confident enough that she can if a minor inconvenience comes up, she can handle it. So I appreciate the character development for Twilight Sparkle. Her friends were also unique in their own ways. I like Rainbow Dash because I like her confidence. She's like she knows what she wants to do. She has a goal. She wants to be a Wonderbolt, and she pursues it. Everyone wants to pursue a goal, or at least most people want to, and she shows how to do it, and she gets it done. It wasn't one of those things where she eternally pursues a goal and never gets it. She gets that goal, and then you see the results of her having gotten that goal. Now she has to prove herself even more because she's a Wonderbolt, but she's happy, and she even starts to help others achieve their goals. Rarity, I'm not sure what to say much about her. Her thing was just kind of being a little less snooty or appreciating where she lived. Applejack, she had like a really good story. At first, she was just there. She was just a good pony. She helped her friends out. Then you find out about her parents, and that stuff got really emotional. Like, I'm glad they addressed what happened to her parents, or at least they talked about her parents. It kind of resonated with me as well. Then you have Pinkie Pie. What I like about her is that on the outside she seems so happy, eccentric. She wants to make everyone smile, but deep down she has her own insecurities. She has abandonment issues. She doesn't like being alone. She's had relationship problems with her family. She loves her family. She makes it very clear that she loves her family, but you can see little hints that there were little bits of animosity at points, at least with one of her sister. It wasn't like a big deal or anything. It was just more siblings can be annoying, but you love your siblings. And then lastly, you have Fluttershy, and boy, did I relate to this one. Very shy. She doesn't really speak up much. I just felt so bad for her because you don't want to be this person. You don't want to be someone you get talked over. You got to learn to find your voice. I love that as the show went on, she learned to find her voice. At the start of the show, she was so meek she couldn't speak, and then by the end of the show, she's confidently speaking her mind, and she will get assertive if she needs to. At one point, when she was learning to get assertive, she took it too far. She was kind of mean, but as the show naturally progressed her assertiveness. Now, I know the joke was that she has to learn the same lesson every episode, but that was only for like the first 4 or 5 seasons. No one's gonna change who they are as a person that fast. I don't know what the actual timeline of the show is, but expecting her to go from all weak, all shy at one episode, and then the next episode she's suddenly able to speak, that's not good development. That's really forced. The show handled it pretty well. She developed into who she needs to be by the end of the show, and that's exactly what makes Fluttershy a very relatable and understandable character. She's who kind of what we need to be. Learn to be assertive, learn to be confident in what you have to say. So don't ever apologize for voicing your opinion, but only apologize if you're being a jerk about it. And also the Cutie Mark Crusaders. I kind of like how at the start they want to earn their cutie marks, and they actually do earn their cutie marks halfway through the show. And from there, they have a new purpose. I like the development. These characters didn't stand still. They're not the same. They were not the same characters at the start of the show to the end of the show. I had my issues with the last two seasons. I did not like the School of Friendship. I to this day felt like they did a terrible job with Cozy Glow. Um, but the show, what I liked about the show was more the characters, and of course some of the fights, because I like seeing the villains. I liked seeing them fight Tierak and Chrysalis, but My Little Pony is mostly slice of life, so not as many villains to fight, but it was still a good show and very relatable. But that's all I had to say. I'm out.